Right, Tottenham fans have been all over social media today. We put out a tweet earlier asking for their thoughts. Hundreds and hundreds of replies. This is one from Maurizio Magic. Sick of these seasons of almost being good enough. Liverpool used to be like that, but have spent and invested in a squad that is good enough. Next summer, we have to spend. Are you surprised that a few games into the season, this lack of signings over the summer is rearing its head?
No, I remember when I was a player, and if you're in a dressing room and you're sitting there waiting for players to come through the door to inject some energy into the squad. You sit there and think, listen, we had a good season last season, but we need to improve. And then when you're sitting there and you're watching other teams invest in their squads and big players are coming through their doors, you're thinking, whoa, what are we going to do? We've got someone to kind of go against that. And unfortunately for Tottenham, they haven't done that. And I think that leaves the dressing room, I think, feeling flat.
Have you been in a dressing room where you've been sitting and waiting for something to happen and it just hasn't, and you almost feel like you're starting the next season worse than you finished the last?
Not really, no, but I mean, as a Tottenham fan, you can sort of handle not winning any trophies with the football they're playing and the young English players they've got if they then have a go. So I can see why they're a little bit frustrated, and obviously as soon as you lose a couple of games, then that comes to the fore.
Yeah, I mean, at Arsenal, Gilberto came in from Brazil as a World Cup winner, and we all knew the bar was being raised. And that was a good pre-season, I can tell you. Everybody was flying around. Vieira was grinning from ear to ear because he knew he was going to have someone alongside him, and he was a top player. But I think there's a lot of good at Spurs, and I'm hearing all this negativity. You know, they've lost 2 games on the bounce. I think that was affected by the ground not being finished today. That would have been at home if it was finished. The game previously was rearranged because they played effectively. They played away at Watford when they should have been playing at home. I think that's really hurt them. Keown looks as if he's a little bit tired. I don't think we should be surprised by that. And you look at it, and when they've been sort of the bridesmaid, they haven't been able to win something. You know, that winning feeling you get, that collective feeling, that can only happen for so long when things have to be broken up. And that's really the crossroads. It was important that they secured their top players in the summer and kept them there because that was the first task. They haven't been able to put the next one in place. Massive amount of money is going into their new stadium, and it's a difficult period for the football club. It's almost a period of consolidation, but it ain't bad. They're in the Champions League. You know, they're looking forward to a big game in the midweek against Milan.
I think that's
so
the
people
problem,
have to be patient.
I think that's the problem, though, Mark. For the last four or so years, they've been in this situation, and they're looking for a position of when it's going to just move up. They've got to go up another gear.
It's gone stale, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's where I talk about the flatness within a squad. If there aren't players coming through the door that you're going to sit there and think, you know what, he could take my position. He's going to actually make us better. I want to show him how good I am. We want to see how good you are. There ain't none of that going on at the moment in this. Whereas you look at Liverpool, Fabinho's come in the door, Keita's come in the door, the goalkeeper's come in, Gomez is back now. These are players all trying to prove themselves to this team that I'm good enough, we're going to take you to another level. And other players are saying, actually, they have to fight for their positions again. There's none of that jostling within this.
It's to do with finance. It's to do with finance. They've got the manager.
They've got to get a loan out somewhere.
There's more people play for England because of this man than any other English player. I mean, the amount of English players have gone through him for Southampton and for Spurs is quite remarkable. And I think he's an outstanding manager. He hasn't got the resources. He's almost becoming like Wenger was for a period where he can't, you know, our Spurs 10 years behind what Arsenal were when they built their new stadium. You know, Arsenal continue to be successful right up to the new stadium, but Spurs are just on the edge and they can't quite get there. When they finished second to Leicester just a few seasons ago, I think that was maybe their chance. And you know, they're never maybe going to get another chance like that again, the way that City are and Liverpool are at the moment.
You're hoping, you mean?
I'm not one of them. I don't care if they win it because they deserve it. Then I'm not one of those that wants to sit here and despise them because they're doing well. I think that they're a club, outstandingly run club. They're striving for excellence. You see their training ground. You see the ground when eventually it's finished. There's a big future there, but just at the moment it's rocky, and they need to stick with their manager.